gonna make the
Hey,
chat
guys.
so mad talking about vampires.
Yeah, that's the plan, isn't it? That's kind of why we're here.
Everyone is gonna hate me now forever. That's
Don't
basically...
worry, that's totally stupid. They hate you already.
Oh,
Okay,
good.
I'm almost in game. Blurg. Now, wait, come on, seriously, still loading. Okay, now that I have apparently shot the cabbie and made a criminal violation, I will reload the game and make us wait again.
Okay, so what type of vampire were we?
We were the blood vampire type.
Tremere.
Tremere?
Yes, we have the mystical ability to spin in place without friction! Anyway,
Whoa.
why don't we introduce ourselves just to be safe, because we've got a lot of people here.
I see one on the viewer count.
No, I meant like in our chat, you dick.
Yeah.
I think we should do this by how popular we all are. So I'll start, and then we'll move all the way up to Panzer.
Oh. Hi guys, I'm Panzer Skank. Introduce yourselves, fuck asses.
Hello everyone,
Zader.
I am Anne Rice, #1 fan, Devious Vacuum.
I'm
Zader.
Mr. Fuzzles.
Ah, whatever the fuck. God damn it. Garbad, I hate you.
Why do you hate me? I'm trying to bring order to all this.
You're ruining it because there's no real good order to this at all.
Listen, I'm just
Alphabetical.
trying to be helpful here, and you're telling me I'm ruining things?
Okay, well, you've got us all, and I guess I'm the one ruining it. If I'd shut up, it probably would have worked fine.
Maybe you should have read that 6-page document that Uverus sent you.
I am just going to ask this cabbie to get us the fuck out of here, because I'm not going to answer that question. Bye.
Okay, so I'm Garbad the Week. We also got Skippy Granola, he's the pleasant-sounding fellow, and Geop, he's the less pleasant-sounding fellow.
Say something, Skippy.
G'day.
Oh no.
No.
Let's drain it. Let's take it and leave it out for the sunrise. We're going to have a lot of fun with this
You just got rolled for pocket change, mate.
house and get away with it.
Skippy is Canadian, so.
Hey, racist? I'm not the one getting beat up by, I don't know, potato-faced dreadlock men.
They're gonna break the fourth wall pretty soon.
I thought you were some sort of outer space potato man.
I think we could all use a little entertainment.
Yeah, because, God forbid, we should miss the enthralling story, Zyder.
What?
Are we downtown now?
There we go. I just love that line.
Leave.
Anyway.
Us, Rodriguez. Yeah. 3 of us. What are you gonna do? Shoot us? This ain't over.
A grenade. What was his plan?
You two, Rodriguez. You're both dead. Nobody messes with a Sabbat and lives.
Keep moving. Trouble sure seems to like you.
Did he, like,
I think-
teleport?
He ran really fast.
Good effort. Execution.
I'm guessing this came out before the actual book explaining what the Sabbat were about.
Names nines.
The term the Sabbat is also taken from Anne Rice, by the way.
Want me to go get him?
The what?
Like, a group of vampires calling themselves the Sabbat is probably a reference to Anne Rice's Grand Sabbat, which was a vampire coven that is mentioned in the Vampire Lestat.
The real story.
They are the bad guys.
This is a mean existence. Stay out of trouble, kid.
Alright. Downtown. So, yeah, just a quick recap on what's happened so far. In the first stream, we cleared Santa Monica. The climax was a bombing of a warehouse A Sabbat interest. Sabbat is a rival group of vampires. The lawless group compared to the lawful Camarilla, but lawful may not necessarily mean good or just.
So
Anyway.
what'd you do about the Janice girl?
We managed to get them both to survive.
Uh-huh.
Well, I literally glazed over at that. It's like these pretentious pseudo-Latin sounding names are like kryptonite for my attention paying.
Yeah, but you know what? You knew what we were talking about, and anyone who hasn't had that spoiler doesn't know what we're talking about. So it works out pretty well. And
Well,
anybody who does
I'm
know the
just saying.
spoiler and doesn't get it is an idiot.
Let's just fucking go ahead and drain some hapless motherfucker like a juice box and, you know, get a bit of the ultra violence.
No.
See, Skippy, I kept trying to get him to do that, but he wants to play a nice guy vampire, which I don't understand the point
Oh
of.
god, boobs!
Oh no, did you not change the file back?
We need to turn them off again, right?
No,
You need-
Did you reverse them still?
No.
Don't turn them into butterfly wings again.
That was great.
That's not what breasts are for.
I remember the first time I learned about women's secret back boobs. It was like a total game changer.
Isn't that only for fat women, though?
Well, I don't want to say I've got a type, but
You like huskier women.
please, come on, man. Don't say husky. Say Rubenesque.
What?
Rubenesque.
Where's the
that-
CDC
It's
here?
fancy for fat.
I was about to say, that's a sandwich.
I do love Reuben sandwiches though.
What's up? We're just some dudes in radioactivity suits, just hanging out downtown LA.
I guess this
Whatever.
is LaCroix's tower.
Oh, thank you, Tendales. Zoftic is also a very good word for it.
It's hard to tell in this game, but I'm going to assume that the tall buildings are supposed to be kind of like downtown. The roads are
Alright.
so tiny. I mean, they're tiny, but they're not.
Yeah, no, they're not two-lane roads. Oh god, no. LA traffic would never end.
And it already doesn't ever end.
Everybody's
yeah.
favorite cop.
It is...
Ooh, look familiar, Chief. We haven't met before, have we? Oh, yeah, back in Santa Monica, right? Whew, I don't know what came over me back there, but now I got this sweet night shift position, and I'm happier than the time I met Sipowicz. Well, enough about my lucky break. You,
Wait, what happened with Sipowicz? Yeah, whatever.
would that be Sebastian?
So, real talk, there's actually a drug-resistant tuberculosis breakout right now in downtown LA.
Fuck.
They had some cases on Skid Row, and they, are sending in teams and shit, apparently.
Oh,
But
good to
I've
know.
seen no visual evidence of this.
Yeah, you have a good power meeting, or whatever it is you types do up there. You need any security? Well, you just ring the front desk and ask for Officer Chunk. That's me, in case you were wondering.
Okay, I'm going to be honest. Could you imagine Chunk coming to your rescue in the middle of a high-powered vampire fight?
I'm really glad you said to your rescue. I was getting a little concerned.
The hell else would he be doing? Jesus.
There you are.
Oh, hey, it's that scene from Beauty and the Beast.
Since you're here, I'll take the...
Except Belle's gay.
This is correct, yes? Most excellent. I had no doubt you'd prove my decision a prudent one. I trust you encountered no impediments to your progress on account of my personnel. That is the answer I like to hear. You've done well, circumstances being what they were.
Just suck up.
Many in your position would have overcome such a trial.
No matter what, he knows if you're lying.
It was no...
He's Ventru.
You may yet prove to be a genuine...
That's not a venture ability.
It's a bit disturbing the lack of talent within this organization as of late. Tell me, what would you say to doing a bit of reconnaissance for me?
I suppose you're right, just because he's Ventru. It's just... they're so damn intimidating. talking to people and manipulating them is the only thing they're good for. You can't help but get the idea that if you're talking to him, he knows what you're going to say before you say it. God damn it, Roki. Anyway.
Turn off your Steam Messenger.
I just did.
Okay, everybody message Roki.
Yeah, we should all say hi to Roki P.
Don't be so hasty to inflate your own worth. You've succeeded once, very admirable. But in the grand scheme of it all, an infant's stride of progress. If you're looking, there have been whispers, rumors spreading around the kingdom. The police are investigating the Dane as we speak. Now, I'm not one to predicate a decision.
Shouldn't be skipping this.
So what I need is fact. And more
Well, you
importantly,
actually...
I need evidence that the occurrences on the Dane were not supernatural in nature, and in no way relate to
I
this.
didn't realize that we were actually LPing this.
I suppose you're right. Because we're streaming, I just want to jam through it. I don't know what to do, though.
You have 3 objectives. 1. I want you to examine the sarcophagus for anything unusual. You may sense something peculiar.
Honestly, okay, I'm just going to talk over it. Fuck it. This is a stream. We'll just ignore the plot where it stands and fill it in if we need to.
Do not under...
We're a
We're
vampire.
We're going to a boat. There's stuff on the boat. Weird things happening on the boat.
out, but they...
I have actually considered,
I want to find out what else it was carrying. The last thing we want is police.
like, trying to do a stream of something, voice acting the main character.
You cannot hold...
Simply because they
Right.
don't, in those games where they don't talk, right?
That's the greatest faux pas in LPing.
Yeah? I thought so. It sounds really annoying.
You have to be really good to pull it off.
And I don't think I've got that level of talent at
Like,
all.
I've seen people pull it off in
No.
writing, but voice talent,
No.
that's hard to do.
Yeah, I
What
mean,
are you-
in writing you can do funny stuff like rewrite the NPC dialogue.
Love to throw that cretinous charm of his
Are you
brash-
trying to roleplay this?
What exactly
Fuck
is
no.
about this?
Hell no.
What?
Okay.
Yes.
Dude, we're
Yes,
min-maxing
we
the
are.
ever-loving shit out of this. We've already used no less than 10 console commands.
Well, most of them were because you tried to walk through double doors and got wedged between them because the physics are broken, but then also you changed the breasts to negative 1,000 size so they shot out of the people's backs. But
I suppose,
role-playing.
yes,
Oh, I mean, this game
we
is
are
kind of
role-playing
broken.
a schizophrenic man.
Dive of theirs clog the air.
That's enough
Obsessed
thinking.
with breasts.
Who can control the nature of reality itself.
Well,
Community, my regards.
Gotcha. No, we are not a Malk.
that's too bad.
Omnibeer, somebody said somebody tried to do voice acting over Planescape Torment.
No, no, no.
Wait a minute.
It
Planescape
cannot be
Torment
done.
is already voice acted.
No, it's not.
Not fully.
Yeah, but partially. Like, we know what the Nameless One sounds like. So, like, was he just narrating the whole thing? I don't know.
That's
like Goliath
awful,
from
yeah.
Gargoyles?
Oh my god, no.
Is I think same guy. That's unconfirmed though on my part. I'm just
I
guessing.
don't know. Okay, whatever. Where the hell are we going?
Are you gonna go visit the Fat Man?
We should probably go here.
That's kind of sad.
Pan's
we
ready.
go.
Damn.
Or never mind.
Yay!
Wait, I got lucky. I wasn't even trying. God damn it.
Well, turn around. Show him what happens.
Fought.
I think the hardest part is to leave.
Okay, how about we just grab everything we can and then talk to him. I really was not anticipating that. Whoa. Oh, come on.
I hate rooms without windows.
You can
I
see
can't
the
stand it.
jumps.
I have to work in a room without windows.
So
Oh, wow.
you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you even build a room without windows? Like, that's just a sign that your building is too big.
I don't know.
From my experience, it's because computer science undergraduates have to work there.
For quite some time.
And I remember the first time I worked in a lab with windows, it was like, oh, I forgot about the sun. What is it doing here?
No, I hate that. I always open the blinds and everyone else is like, no, close them. Fucking nerds.
We share the same blood, you and
I wish.
but there is much you have yet to learn about our class.
Look at those sunglasses. Some vampire sunglasses right there.
Yes.
Totally a hipster vampire.
You find yourself undoubtedly seems strange. I'm sure you have many questions, young one. I will answer those which I...
Is he gonna offer you, like, a choice between MDMA and Rohypnol or something?
The pyramid is the social structure of our clan. With
I'm getting a bad Morpheus cosplay from
there are
this.
apprentices here at the chantry who are my charges, and I have a lord who watches over me and other local regents, and so on. In most cases, Tremere are very selective about who they embrace and how it is done. There are traditions and laws that we adhere to, so the circumstances of your embrace were, let us say, unconventional. Therefore, you are outside the pyramid. Such things are possible, young one, but you would have to prove your worth to the clan before it would even be a consideration. Tremere guard their secrets well. Perhaps it is something we will speak of later. A chantry is a local gathering place for those of the Tremere clan. I live here, as do apprentices from time to time. A regent is the leader of a chantry, as well as a teacher to young Tremere apprentices who are studying the mysteries of our clan. Let me give you some advice, young one. Your survival in kindred society will often depend on
Vamp the Stampede.
yourself what is going on around you. Remember that well.
Jeez, I was wondering if Mumble was still working.
Here
Oh,
downtown, the world
I keep wanting to talk about Anne Rice stuff, but now I'm worried that people in the call are gonna get mad at me.
Why?
I haven't
I never-
heard enough of Anne Rice stuff, to be honest.
Talk
I never
about
read-
it.
I never
I-
read Ayn Rice.
I only really came into this call to hear you mark about that.
Appetite.
Well, I mean, me too, but, like,
Why would we get mad?
because some people are being really negative and not
Look, that's just
not
how Panzer
embracing
is.
the campiness of vampire bullshit.
Whoa, hold on a second here, D-Vac. Look, if you truly believe in Anne Rice, fucking power through it. Forget the haters. I mean, like, full disclosure, I'm gonna mock this because I hate vampires and I hate Anne Rice. Basically,
That's like
this
the
whole
whole
thing
point,
is.
bro.
An interesting proposition.
Wait, what's
If you
the?
succeed in finding the
The whole point is to talk about it because it's so dumb and hilarious that we all used to be teenagers.
Talk about
that
it. What are
liked
you
it.
worried about people hating it then? Where's the
Yes.
problem?
I also.
Very well.
What?
Again, I recommend speaking with the Anarchs.
Stop hating on Anne Rice, Skippy.
The local
Ah!
leveling devices.
Devious, do I need to give you some pressure to get you to start talking about Anne Rice vampires?
No, I'm ready to tell the story. Panzer, do you think I should start at Interview with the Vampire, which so many people seem to have knowledge of, or should I just start with the vampire Lestat and mention interview in passing since
You
I
should
think start with
heard of it.
interview.
start with interview. Start at the beginning.
Okay, hold on. Let me bring up my my
Do you have
stupid
notes?
pictures.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I have those pictures I drew.
Those
and
are amazing.
Those will help me stay on track.
Can you post those in the chat while you talk about them?
Yes.
Yes.
And discipline of the Camarilla. I feel
Hold on, I have to sign into Imgur.
those loyal to the Camarilla and to the
Albums.
are mere children and need
So a long time ago, more like 5 years ago or something, I reread all of the. I reread Interview with the Vampire and The Vampire Lestat and Queen of the Damned to see if, like, because I had grown up, you know, and grown past them and acknowledged that they're like creepy and weird, and but they were such a huge part of my life. I mean, I was totally obsessed. I mean, God, just like read the thread, you know, and so I went back and reread them to see what my reaction would be as like a grown up, and it's funny and terrible and funny again and just terrible again, and I don't know. Everybody, if you don't know Anne Rice and you know about Twilight, it's basically the same reaction, like the sort of like, why are you wrong about everything? Anyway, so the story. So what I want to do is I want to tell some of the stories that Anne Rice wrote, because there's really no way to punch it up and make the story like more funny, other than just saying what it is and letting people react to what she actually wrote. And people in the chat who have read them can help me out. And so I guess and Panzer, you have to help me tell the story so I don't forget anything, okay?
I cannot save you. You are... Nope. I remember there were vampires, and they had some kind of weird vampire sex, and it was all really weird.
Okay, then good, because this will bring back some memories, and it's just gonna be like some sort of regression therapy for you, Panzer, I think.
Basically.
Please tell me you are going to talk about the book about Armand. Well, that was the 6th book, so it might take a while before we get all the way to Armand. And
Yeah,
and the giant pedo fest that was that book.
Yeah, can I just say, when I read these books and I was into Anne Rice, actually, The Vampire Armand was the book that made me stop liking Anne Rice.
Yeah.
I got up to that book, like I was reading through the series, and I got to that book, and then it was like child rape, and I was like...
From the child's perspective.
From the child's perspective, and I was like, I am done reading everything this woman has ever written from this point. This is it.
Child rape? Like,
Yes. It's
Like-
really bad.
Like they're 16 years old or
No.
14-year-old?
No.
Don't worry about it, Ragni.
Don't worry about it, Ragni.
We'll,
You don't
we'll
want us
get
to
we'll
talk
get to it
about this.
eventually.
Ragni,
Oh.
let me...
That's a great phrase to be associated with. Child rape. Don't worry about it.
Ugh.
Come the fuck on.
That book is so fucking horrible, dude. I couldn't even...
Oh, I know.
I could not get through it.
It's not even funny to talk about that one. It's just creepy and wrong and bad.
Yeah.
It is. It's horrible.
Moving on?
So let's get back to the books that don't have that.
Okay, hang
Well,
on.
okay.
Interrupting for just a moment. Oh, Lord God. Please, for just a moment.
What?
Yes.
We have, bugged the game out a little bit. If you noticed, I went, through the window upstairs first, and then we saw that lady, standing outside the bathroom. Normally, if you walk through the front door, she's standing behind the bar. The game is scripted to spawn her in a location that forces you to talk to her first, and then it moves it so you encounter Jack second. So I went through the window and then came back around through the door.
So?
Well, it's just a fun little glitch. The game is
Okay.
a little odd like that.
The game is not very well programmed.
It's that guy.
Some. It's Bender.
I love Bender
Yeah,
the
it is
vampire. Or Jake the dog the vampire.
Reporting for duty here, so loosen up, okay?
Or Marcus
Jake the dog,
Phoenix.
the bounty hunter.
Slap him in the jowls.
Ow, that's right.
That's usually the way the story goes. Same old
He is very jowly.
when you were alive.
Nixon?
Skippy, is it possible to shuffle jowls?
You saying that's just me?
Like, if you were to go up to Richard Nixon's, you know, head in a jar and just be like, shuffle, shuffle, and he'd just be all like, "Haroo."
You want to truffle turkey dick, Nixon?
Oh my god. You do an incredible Futurama Nixon.
Thanks.
All you do is just imagine Nixon turning into a werewolf.
Yeah, that's as they said. Description was from doing the how.
Haroo.
Alright.
That's right.
I'll go into people's houses at night and wreck up the place.
Get richer. Keeps the power.
So, about Anne Rice.
About it.
Well, she was about to get into it, and then you're all
Yeah.
like, I'm Richard Nixon.
Me, I'm a president.
I'm sorry,
I'm a
Vivek.
vampire.
Please.
Oh wait, the chat wants to hear Jack talk, so gonna be quiet for that.
I have to cut you a deal. I never trust anybody with an X in their name.
Bite my
You're a
pale
what?
undead ass.
Oh my god. I'm back. Oh my god, that was...
Are you okay?
I don't know why that's so funny to me. Bite my pale undead.
Because you've been drinking.
It's such a funny thing to me, but whatever.
Well, it's not shiny or metal. He's clearly human.
Yeah, I know. It's just funny to imagine Bender saying that as a vampire. Anyway, Jack is wise. Anyone with an X in their name is a little, probably a little shifty.
Trying to tell us something, Zader.
I thought you'd make If Nines didn't stand up for you in the courtroom, you would have been toast right there, man. Everybody knows that.
Magil does point out something, though. I mean, honestly, that does sound exactly like something a Bender would say. I wonder if they actually considered the voice actor when they were writing these lines. You know, because he can deliver this kind of stuff really well. Panzer, do you have any insight?
Nope.
Like, do people actually think about this at all? Like when writers are writing the lines, do they think about the voice actors? Or do they just write it and then say, fuck them?
Well, I'm not a writer. So, that would be Skippy's.
They usually do try to find a voice actor that seems to fit.
Born in a portal. When Nines called him out, LaCroix realized it was time to show a carefully measured dose of Camarilla.
Also, I'm sorry, I'm reading the Wikipedia article for this book, and it's just awful. It's just awful, it's just making me mad.
Ass and crushing the skulls of any asshole who steps on my toes. That seems to work. People dig it. LaCroix is the boss of Camarilla in L.A. That's it.
Good night, Skippy.
That's rich.
Oh, he's bailing.
Oh, good night, Skippy.
Or is he going to return?
Use the label anarchs. What the hell that means?
Maybe.
So, about Ayn Rand.
No.
Is Bender done talking yet?
We could keep talking to Bender, but I think we'll walk away for now. Because, oh my god, he has so much to fucking say!
A lot.
Well, he's exposition man.
And I don't mind it because he has a really great position. I can listen to his style of dialogue and his voice forever. But I've heard it a million... Oh god, what the fuck do you want? Fuck off.
The benevolence. What errand does the prince have you bring today? Nines is expected. Have some manners.
Whoa, I've never done this before. This is definitely new dialogue.
I'll be the one showing you.
What?
A different dialogue. And look, normally you're supposed to encounter that chick first. No, wait, never mind. This is second. This is correct. I was going to say, normally you encounter nines before this guy, but I was wrong. Other way around. I think if you encounter nines first and then this guy, the game just totally flips the fuck out with his dialogue.
Hee hee, it's Vampire Wayne Brady.
Also, it is Wayne Brady. Look at that.
What's up? You've got to understand, Kindred. You're carrying a 6,000-year curse in your blood. No matter how powerful...
Okay, so, are we ready for story time with D-Vac?
Tell us a vampire story, D-Vac.
I will tell you a story. So, let's start with Interview with the Vampire, because it was a huge formative book in making everybody sort of switch over from scary vampires to fabulous gay vampires. It was published in 1979, and it was, I believe, not the first book that Anne Rice had ever written, but the most well-known. It was made into a movie with Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt and Antonio Banderas and Kirsten Dunst, which is a pretty great movie, and maybe a lot of y'all have seen it. It is a fun movie, and also terrifying in its own special way, but not the most terrifying that it could have been. And it's particularly entertaining because it tries really hard to straighten out a story that is gay as hell. So
That's the best way to describe it I've ever heard in my life.
Fabulous.
They're so fabulous.
They are. Okay, so
They're so fabulous that there are sparkles, not glitter, but just sparkling. That's how fabulous they are.
Yeah, the whole vampire sparkly thing, like, I feel like Lestat probably sparkled on his own, you know.
Yeah, he was probably into that sort of shit.
Okay, so the story of Interview with the Vampire starts with Louis de Pointulac, who is the son of settlers to Louisiana back in, I want to say, it's definitely antebellum, maybe even earlier than that, times, like late 1700s, living on a plantation in Louisiana. And he is the oldest son in his family, and so he's going to be the heir to the plantation. And so this is, in the movie, it starts out as talking about how his wife and child died, but that's wrong. Louis never had a wife and child because he's gay. And so, what actually happens in the book is that it begins with Louis, Louis's younger brother comes up to him and says, "Oh, I want to become a priest." And Louis says, "That's a dumb idea." And then his brother instantly dies.
I remember that now.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
His brother instantly dies, which makes him become... He just dies. Like, he walks down the stairs and dies.
What?
He died by shit happening too hard.
Like he trips in the stairs and hits his head?
No,
what?
he just dies.
Bleh.
It's just dropped
Bleh.
Does God just strike him with thunder because he's like,
Apparently.
no, you can't be a priest?
Skippy, please, come on. After that, you have to say it.
Skippy's gone.
Skippy left, man.
Skippy hates us.
Skippy's gone now.
I was really counting on
what?
you back after that line, you're right. Also, I really want to stay away from her. She's so angry. Wait, hang on 1 minute.
That's exactly why you want to talk to her. She's awesome.
You guys have to let me... Zader, you have to let me know when to shut up if you want to listen to NPC dialogue, because my stream is muted, so I'm not going to know. So, I won't be offended.
There.
Just go ahead and tell me.
You showed up. Good.
Here's what I gotta tell you.
Mods and boobs.
I don't rap, I'm no bureaucrat. I'm just a guy out of nowhere.
Alright, so we got Louis' brother dies, and Louis is consumed with guilt, and begins a self-destructive path of drinking and gambling. And during this time, he is found out by a mysterious vampire who assaults him one night while Louis is drunk and walking home, and then like dumps his body somewhere, but doesn't kill him. And Louis wakes up and manages to like crawl back to his plantation house where everybody's like, "Oh my God, we were so worried about you!" And of course they don't know anything about medicine, and so they just like put him in bed, and he's like sleeping and trying not to die. The next night we are introduced to, of course, everyone's favorite vampire character, Lestat, who so Louis is like mopey and pessimistic and has dark hair and green eyes. And Lestat is
The eyes are
blonde
important.
and fabulous. Oh yes, this is how Anne Rice writes. Like, everything is described, like, exactly what everyone's wearing and how their hair is and what their eyes look like. Like, just
How hot they are.
To the nines.
Vampire hotness is like the most important part of the whole goddamn thing.
Look,
Greggy, what in
I'll
the
be
hell?
honest. We only picked
you
the
jerking
second
off a
most
robot?
sexiest vampire possible.
Tug the joystick faster.
Yeah, what are you doing, Ragnar? It sounds like you're jerking off a robot.
Up,
over there.
down, faster.
I'm button mashing.
Beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop.
Sounds like you guys.
Oh no. No.
Why can't
Oh,
you-
this stream is going dark places.
It wasn't already. We're in vampire hell.
Wait, this is
can never-
vampire hell
they're
or is
all
vampire
so
heaven?
fabulous.
Just, I want to prep everyone for where this will be going later. One of the vampires named Lestat, his Wikipedia page, I'm just looking at it right now, and it says occupation, aristocrat, /hunter, /theater actor, /rock star.
So he's a hipster.
They
So
left
everyone,
out how his family was basically like pre-revolutionary French white trash.
yep. Everyone brace your buttholes for that.
Oh, great,
Well-
French.
Anyway. Yeah, oh yeah, all these people are French. Sorry, Rodney.
So does it take place in France?
No, it takes place in Louisiana.
The second
Stop.
book does. The second book is in France.
Yeah, but Louis' family, they moved from France to Louisiana as colonists. In the
And he moved away
past.
from them because he was gay.
No, he was gonna, his parents, I think, are passed away, or like about to pass away at the beginning of the book, and he's like set to inherit the plantation because he's the eldest son. So, because everything about the movie and also a little bit in the book tries really hard to make it like remotely possible that any of these characters are not completely gay.
I'm seriously
Why?
gonna fucking
I
die
don't
trying to
know.
read this. This Wikipedia page is like the reason that Wikipedia was invented. Okay, fictional character biography, physical appearance.
Yes, read it.
Lestat describes himself as 6 feet tall. He has blonde hair that is not quite shoulder length and that is rather curly, which
You
sometimes
describe
appears
yourself as 6 feet tall. That's not
which sometimes
subjective.
appears white under fluorescent lighting. Wait for this sentence, Ragni. His eyes are gray, but they absorb the colors of blue or violet easily from the surfaces around them.
What does that mean?
He has a short, narrow nose and a mouth that is well shaved, but has always been slightly large for his face. His mouth can look very mean or extremely generous, but always sensual. He has a continuously animated face. Lestat's fingernails look like they are
His
made of
face is
glass.
an anime. There we go.
Lestat is the anime of my dreams.
Yep.
Okay,
There you
that's
go.
perfect. Like, I was gonna talk about Lestat, but now that's it. So Louis is all like exsanguinated and lying in bed in the middle of the night, the next night, and Lestat comes in, and Louis has a gun in bed with him, and points the gun at Lestat, and he's like, "Get the fuck out of my house!" And Lestat just turns up the charm and is like, "Oh no, I've chosen you. Like, oh my God, Louis, I totes have a crush on you. Will you be my boyfriend?" And Louis like, "I don't know." And let me think about it. And Lestat's like, you should become a vampire, and we can be vampires together. We can be vampire boyfriends, and it'll be great.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! And so Louis takes a day to think about it, and he describes his last sunrise, and which is also in the movie. And the next night he goes, okay, Lestat, you can make me a vampire, because I'm probably gonna die anyway, because you sucked all the blood out. So he, so in the Anne Rice books, how they make people vampires is that the vampire has to suck all your blood out, and then you have to drink blood from the vampire to replace your blood with vampire blood, and then you become a vampire.
That's every vampire teen thing.
I guess so?
I mean, I watched
that's like
Buffy,
where it started.
That's how they did it.
So keep your friends close and your enemies.
Yeah,
That's how
that's...
shit gets done.
Once you swear to deploy, don't forget.
So if you've seen,
Got my eye on you, kid.
oh wait, somebody posted a JPEG.
Oh my god. Well, Devious, my link a little bit further up in the chat is just a
Wow.
Google image search for Lestat, and that was on there.
Oh yeah!
Okay.
This was good Lestat, and
what is
Stuart
this?
Townsend was an okay Lestat.
I'm
the
going to
vampires,
interrupt real
apparently.
quick because I'm just going to fill people into what happened in the game. Oh god.
Were there vampires? We want to hear about them.
No, but the mechanics, the raw numbers.
Yeah, the mechanics, that's what's important about the vampire.
Yes.
It's a soulless Zader.
I know. Truly a vampire inside. Mr. Nines here has given us an increase in our brawl skill. Brawl, not brawl. Oh god. Brawl. So, yes, he can increase our skill to a maximum of 2. So obviously we wanted to increase our skill from 1 to 2 for the biggest XP bonus we can get. We restarted
From 2
the-
to?
From 1 to 2. It's the biggest bonus we can possibly ask for. He can't go 2 to 3.
So now we can dance.
Yes. No, bottom line is we managed to cheese him for an extra point of brawl.
Sure.
We spent 3 XP. We got 2 points of brawl. That's a bargain.
Sure we did.
Okay, continuing the story.
Sorry. God.
Garbat just messaged me in surprise that Stuart Townsend, the guy who plays Lestat in The Queen of the Damned, was also Dorian Gray in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which are basically the same character.
I need to see that
yes.
movie still.
No, it's so bad. Oh my
League of
god.
Really?
Extraordinary Gentlemen, it's the best movie.
Is it that bad, Garbad?
It's so poorly made. It's so poorly made. Oh my god. Anyways, okay, so where were we? Oh right, Louis becomes a vampire. So he becomes a vampire and immediately regrets his decision. And so, then Louis and Lestat, as vampires, decide that they're gonna move in together, and it becomes revealed that Lestat maybe just needed a place to crash.
So this
and-
becomes a sitcom.
Yes.
Basically.
And so Lestat shows up at Louis' plantation with his father, because Lestat has not been a vampire for more than a few years, and so his mortal father is in fact still alive and on his deathbed. So Lestat moves into Louis' house with his horrible aging father who hates him. And starts immediately redecorating everything as vampires are wont to do. So Louis and Lestat then, like, you know, then Louis learns about being a vampire. They go and, like, they kill people, and, you know, they're, like, all high society and fancy, and they, like, seduce people, and at one point Lestat grabs a rat and squeezes it out into a wine glass, and it's pretty
nice.
sweet.
How does that work? Oh wait, no,
so
never mind.
Lestat just wants to kill people, and Louis is like, do I have to kill people? And he's like, well, you don't have to, but what's the fun in that? And Louis gets all mopey, and he's like, "Man, I don't want to kill people, you guys. I'm a good guy. I didn't ask for this."
You know, I think if you're running out a rat, you'd probably get poop first before blood.
I know, right? But so Louis goes around and
Sounds
starts
like you have
killing
so
rats.
much contempt for Louis.
I do, because he's a whiny bitch. Well, Lestat's just a regular bitch. They're both terrible, is what I'm saying.
Okay. Say so.
Oh my god, that picture that you posted to Rats, that is fantastic.
Oh my god.
So yeah. So,
I'm still looking. Oh my god.
So, this is, plantation times back in the day, and so of course Louis' plantation is run by slaves. And the slaves are, of course, the smartest people in the story, and start catching wind that maybe because Master Louis and Master Lestat only come out at night and are possibly having butt sex, that they must be vampires. And so they start like getting nervous, and so they're like planning to move on the plantation and destroy it. And so meanwhile,
This is the best character, by the way.
Meanwhile, Louis and Lestat are kind of like, they're not really sure what to do. They're like worried they're going to be found out. And meanwhile, they have, in addition to the plantation, they have a townhouse in downtown New Orleans, which is, of course, where all vampires have come from ever since then. So they're like getting ready to bust out, and then the first time that anyone's house is burned down happens in the books. This is going to be a recurring theme for everyone: people's houses being burned down. So I think it's the slaves rebel and burn down the house because like Louis kills one of them, or Lestat kills one of them, or something.
Whoa, wait a second.
Can I ask why I'm staring at this fat dude with sunglasses in an house?
Who is this looker?
Just real quick.
This guy
Vader
is
is
literally the best guy.
Who is
I'm
this?
sorry to interrupt you, D-Vac. What the hell is happening? Is that a pregnant man?
No, it's just a chilling black man. Why do you assume she's not fat? Come on.
Yeah,
She's
he's
big boned.
fat.
Yeah,
No,
he's got
he calls
quite a bit.
himself
He's
fat.
got a bit of the paunch going on there.
Wait, did Zader just leave?
Probably.
God damn it, Zader!
Well,
Ruh-roh.
we were all enamored in your vampire bullshit.
Sorry, I went to grab myself another beer.
We were all
So-
wondering why you were staring at the sky.
Dude, come on, look at him. Look, when we finish talking to this man, you will understand why we have spent so long staring at his glorious visage.
He pretty much is the best guy.
The chat wants to hear his voice acting, so I'm gonna be quiet and get another drink.
The only store for all your needs.
This is the best.
I am the proprietor and salesman of the month several years in a row. The ladies call me, oh God! But you can call me Fat Larry with a F-A-T, cause I know I got a weight problem, I just don't give a fuck. Now, that is a legitimate question, but a better question would be, what don't I
Fat Larry with an F-A-T.
Larry's, my motto is, everything's got a price, but I probably know somebody who can get it anyway. Now that's what I like to hear. But it's like this. I save my best stuff for select clientele. Now that don't mean I don't appreciate your business. It's just, you know, business.
All right. So, our second merchant of the game. A big upgrade. Trip is a nervous little guy who is afraid to sell out of, his own stock. But this dude, sells out of the back of a truck in the back of an alley. He doesn't give much of a fuck.
Sounds pretty legit, bro.
ladies call me, oh god, but you can call me Fat Larry with an F-A-T, because I know I got a weight problem, I just don't give a fuck.
Fat
Garbo,
Larry
didn't know you
is...
did voice acting.
He's also got a fashion problem. I mean, oh my god.
I don't know. Bright yellow
He's totally not a
jerseys with the number
vampire.
34 on
That
them are
man-
pretty fashionable.
That man has a fashion solution.
He is totally not a vampire.
Yeah, obviously. He's way too cool. I mean, look at him.
In
That's how
any
you know
case,
he isn't a vampire.
Vampire
He's,
LaPunch.
he's got some heavy clothing here for sale, which will miraculously increase
Heavy,
our
you
armor
say?
of 1. Compared to our current clothing, which gives us absolutely no armor at all. Apparently, clothing is not better than being naked. We'd might as well be naked.
Well, let's be naked then.
What will cost us essentially $300 to upgrade our clothes. I suppose it's probably worth it.
Ugh,
It's just-
typical
it's-
downtown Los Angeles.
Yeah,
prices.
that stuff's just pre-worn to make it look like it's ragged and all that stuff. Just like
It's-
American Eagle.
Yeah, your fashion sense determines your skill at avoiding stuff.
Whoa! what
So
did
is
I
this
do?
basically the vampire Jersey Shore? I'm guessing by this point.
Now we're
All these
wearing a
hipsters.
nice fancy suit. I just wish I could actually rotate the camera so you could see my front.
You look the same though.
Say now, brother.
We're wearing a
You
suit.
can. Isn't there a menu where you can look at yourself from the front? Like one of the stat menus?
Wow, that's your business, okay? I just figured somebody with a shopping list like yours might be up for the elections all.
Wait. Shopping list like ours. All we've bought so far is some heavy clothing, a used cheap suit.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure he says that whatever you buy.
I know that's the joke.
I don't have a sense of humor.
Beep boop, I am Ragni, insert humor.
Ragni Bob.
The chat is saying that there's a key control to rotate, that it's in the menu somewhere.
I am not angry at your use of French, simply disappointed.
$100 million movie game.
Statement. Dismissively. I am not amused by your statement.
I got a tip.
Oh man, you sound like the saddest robot. Just like a depressed robot.
It's kind of like an Elgar Thingo from Mass
Yeah.
Effect.
But let's just say
Surprised. I am amazed you did not realize what I was referencing.
Incredulous. I thought everyone knew about that reference.
Appraising. You have
Dismissively,
dogs.
apparently not.
So, we'll do this job, and it looks like we can intimidate him into giving us a discount.
Whoa.
Why would you want to do that? Why do you intimidating points?
Yeah, I don't want to actually intimidate this man. Intimidate is
Why?
useful for situations where you'd rather, you know, extort extra money out of an asshole or avoid a fight.
Yeah, and that's practically never.
No, this time I'm just going to say no.
This Fat Larry, he's just a whole lot of lovable character.
Yeah, I just can't extort him.
hard boy Terminator.
This is the best character I've seen so far.
Quote Hamlet in that voice. What quote from Hamlet?
Devious knows what's up.
Finding
Zader.
a Hamlet quote, Goggalore.
Zader, let's give him the dark gift. Let's turn him.
Wait,
Is it called the Dark Gift in this game?
I have no idea.
I don't think we can do that.
By the way, anyone who refers to vampirism as the Dark Gift is in fact crimping off of Van Rice.
Hush.
Don't give me away.
Okay.
Lestat doesn't start calling it the Dark Gift for a while, though.
Honestly, what we're looking for now is a book that raises our finance skill, but I don't know when that ever fucking happens. Honestly.
I give you the console command to spawn a book.
I think
I'm not
you
looking
need
for
to
that.
upgrade one of your stats that allows you to read it.
No, I'm waiting for an actual finance, increasing book to appear.
Oh.
No, there's only 2 skills that increase it, and both of them suck.
The chat's saying that it's mostly called the Embrace in this, and they're right. Now that they've said that, I remember.
Yeah, I don't care.
But you do care.
I think I might
it's
actually spend a
vampires.
point in finance.
Look, there's only one thing worse than Anne Rice fans, and it's White Wolf fans.
Okay. Okay.
That was just harsh. Out of nowhere.
I stand by my statement.
What are White Wolf fans like?
I'm sorry,
Look at the chat.
Panzer.
Are you a White Wolf fan, Ragni?
I wouldn't call me a fan.
Okay,
One
well,
of us. One of us.
You know what? Hey, Panzer, I'm a White Wolf fan. What you gotta do
Gross.
about it?
You're gross,
You're
Scarbat.
just a closet furry. You got the wrong White Wolf.
Wow, that skill point was
I am a
literally
farmer.
only worth an extra $1 on a $15 book. Garbage.
Yeah, White Wolf fans are LARPers. There you go.
Oh man.
I did save after talking to him, right?
Uh-oh.
Okay.
That's okay. We can hear him talk again.
Yeah, that's fine.
Say now. Well.
Man, you gotta save more often.
Yeah, but let's. Yeah.
Alright,
Whoa,
there.
whoa, whoa! That's your business.
Partner.
Okay, put on your new shirt.
I
said that
apparently
before you
cannot
put that
actually
on.
sell my old clothing. Wow, what a bag of salty dicks.
Can you sell the arm?
No, don't sell the arm. We need that for stuff.
Well, just see how much you get for it.
Okay, it looks like
think you
the
can.
it looks like the 1 point in finance. It was only worth a 10% increase in sale price. So it's not so good.
Hey, it's road crew worker.
I want to see how much you can sell that arm for.
I can apparently sell Lily's leftover purse. Why didn't I give it to her?
Because you're a jerk?
That's a good answer.
The hell? Okay, I'll be right back after I sell my knife. I hope that guy in the red shirt wins.
I'm just gonna listen to this without having a screen in front of me and try to paint my own mental picture.
Oh, hang on, I'll
Awesome.
No,
Continuing the story.
Should we talk about the breast wings?
Always. You know me.
The what? No,
We've
stop.
upgraded from ass wings.
Oh. Is that the natural progression? I was not.
I suppose.
Well, don't let me interrupt you.
Aw, $0 for the severed arm.
You're
That's
more than welcome
bullshit.
to watch this vampire train wreck right into vampire hell.
Oh, you have no idea. I just watched the riff tracks of Twilight with like 700
I just saw
other
that
people.
came out today.
You
So
are in the
I-
perfect channel.
I know everything about vampires now.
Excellent.
Okay, well,
I've also drunk 2 beer, so
You are in the perfect channel.
yes, you are.
Sweet.
Dvac and I
Ah.
are both vampire idiot fans, and we are playing Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines.
Oh, that's actually a game that I own and has always been recommended to me, but I've never played it. So
Exactly.
Never
It's
played
a perfect game to never play but watch someone else play because it's so fucking buggy.
It's really buggy.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Did you
that's
at least
terrible.
apply the fan patches?
Oh yeah, I did, and
for
it's
the
still
sick
buggy.
crazy stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, alright, so we're going to abuse a bug in our favor. We're going to sell this skill book called So You Want to Shoot Things.
Are you just gonna read it a billion times or something?
We're going to sell it, then buy it. And then open our inventory and use it. And then talk to
First-
him and buy it again.
The first image I see is a man with a giant afro in a yellow shirt with a kick-ass shades.
Welcome to
This
our
is amazing.
stream!
He's not even looking at you. He shows no interest in you.
Yes,
Well,
I
well,
find
the-
this bullshit.
The ladies call him, oh god, but you can call him Fat Larry with an FAT because he knows he's got a weight problem. He just doesn't give a fuck.
Is he the main protagonist in this game?
Yes.
Oh
Yes,
man,
he
that's goddamn.
I'm
Alright.
so mad we can't make him a vampire.
God, he should live forever.
Oh Oh my god, Zader, somebody just left because they were complaining that you weren't serious enough about playing the game.
A guy that I'm gonna go ban forever.
Vanzer! You're such an asshole.
Well,
Okay.
I'm here.
Has everyone enjoyed that guy's comment? Because I'm about to block it out forever.
Well,
No, I want to read it. Don't block
Cider-
it, please, God, don't.
Here,
I mean,
I'll tell you what it says. Stream would be improved, more playing, less random rambling. I'm out, thanks though.
There's a lot of weird people that show up because of Vampire Game.
Yeah.
Cider,
I'm just
here for the 100% speed run. So.
Yeah, well,
Where are
honestly,
these
we're
people
not,
coming from?
we're just doing strange things like fucking around with.
I would assume that you're just like looking for vampire on the stream search.
Yeah, he's gone now. Don't worry about it.
Good day, sirs.
Maybe get some water. Working up a thirst, shooting all these fuckers into the sun.
On the bright side, we've managed to increase
Sounds
our
like a
firearms skill by 2 points without spending any actual experience.
You've got 26 experience.
I know, and nothing to spend it on yet.
26 is a lot? Doesn't sound like a
It's
lot.
a shitload.
In World of Darkness, that is a tremendous pool of experience.
Oh, right. This game is based on like a D&D like rule set, right?
No, this
It's
is
based on
like
GURPS.
yeah, dude. Like 3 experience buys you 1 base skill point.
I'm not sure what that means. but it sounds
26 experience would take you from the weakest human to the strongest human.
Yeah, you can go from 0 to 5 in a stat.
Well, you still can't buy Fat Larry, so it's all for nothing.
I suppose you're right. No amount of stats can make me as cool as Fat Larry. I'm just going to have to make peace with that. I'm also going to make peace with that I fucked up here, I think.
Are you still exploiting the book?
No, wait, I think I pulled this off right.
Why did you fuck up?
I thought I didn't have enough money to buy enough copies of the book, but... No,
Wait, I
I'm
thought
okay.
you couldn't only... Why can you buy several copies of the book?
Okay, here's an odd thing. I'm not quite sure how it works, but when you leave the map, the shop's inventory is reset to its, like, stock scripted values. When you sell an item to a shop, though, the item is added to its inventory. Now, here's a weird thing. If you buy an item from the shop, I'm not completely sure if it's a matter of restocking when you leave, or if it's a matter of the game checking your inventory, which I think is what it is, because if I hang on to the book and I don't read it, the inventory in the store won't restock. Anyway, I think the game checks to see if you have a certain item, and then if you don't, offers it for sale. Like, for example, if I had this shotgun, it wouldn't offer it for sale. So, by selling them the book, I added the book to their inventory, and then by buying it back and reading it, I consumed it and got the skill point. However, the book never left the store's inventory because I never left the map. So talking to him again, the game sees that I don't have the book in my inventory, and gives, well, a book for sale.
Excuse me,
Christ,
stream
this
would be
game
better
is-
without fun.
This game is dumb.
It's poorly
Please, more
coded.
rambling.
If you could cut back on all the fun, that'd be appreciated. Thanks.
Dude, I
never
do nothing
realized
but
this-
explain how games break. I don't have anything
Cider.
else to do.
Where's
I
the
never
sequence
realized
breaks?
it was
Give me
this
the
poorly
give me the
coded.
sequence break.
I got no sequence breaks for you yet, but enjoy my purple suit.
So, well, I wouldn't even know the proper sequence, so... Oh my god, this is amazing.
This is purple, right? I'm not very good with colors, but that looks purple as hell.
You look like the most threatening vampire ever, and I've just seen Twilight, so... Actually, my bar is pretty low.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Alright. Let's see, what have we got available for quests? We need to go steal a briefcase from the Tong.
How open world is this game? It looks like you can use that taxi, which...
We can. It'll allow us to change maps.
It doesn't actually move.
Oh yeah, that'd be...
Oh.
Animations
It's just like a teleport point.
So we've got vampire taxis.
4 quests downtown right now. We need to steal a briefcase for Fat Larry, undetected if possible. We might want to hold off on that for a little bit. Then we should look at making, well, an addicted ghoul disappear. Whether we make her leave town or kill her, I don't think they really care. Also, we need to figure out where some bizarre plague is coming from in LA. The Tremere reagent believes that it's the cause of the anarchs. So, perhaps some vampire is going around biting a bunch of people while carrying, you know, an infectious, blood-borne disease and spreading it. And then finally, our plot quest, the,
Wait, you mean like
boat
vampire
thing.
raids?
Yeah, like vampire raids, essentially. Super
Why
vampire
are we in
raids.
West Hollywood then?
Wait, this place doesn't look degenerate enough?
It's like the tuberculosis outbreak that's going on right now.
I mean, we have hookers. Flat-chested hookers.
My god.
I mean, I'm sure there are hookers downtown. I've just never really seen any.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
This is
so hard to tell
truly...
from the regular people who live in LA.
This game is truly a dystopian nightmare.
Okay, continuing our story. When we last left off, Lestat's dad dies before their house is burned down. So while Lestat is busy like redoing Louis' house and all this stuff, Lestat's dad dies, and he's dying in this he's literally dying and yelling across the house for some reason for Lestat, and he's apologizing to Lestat that he never sent him to school and didn't let it, because Lestat was not the firstborn, so he wasn't educated, and he's apologizing. He's apologizing that he was a shit father and all this stuff, and Louis is just oh my god, how could you be so callous to your father who's trying to apologize? And I recall this line very clearly in the book. Lestat instead just sits around in the parlor furiously filing his nails.
Ow!
While his father dies, and so Louis goes up and comforts Lestat's dad while he's dying, and that's how he learns a little bit more, that Lestat's dad never let him go to school or learn to read or anything like that. But obviously he does now as a vampire, and so Lestat's dad dies, and so then it's just Louis and Lestat, and so then the slaves are getting all suspicious of them and start planning to burn the house down, and so Lestat and Louis start knowing what's up, so they start preparing to leave, and meanwhile Louis had been kind of Edward Cullining on this girl named Babette, who was some noble's daughter, and he was giving her life advice, and she thought that he was a guardian angel.
Wait.
He was coming to he wasn't in love with her or anything. He was just coming to chill out and talk to her about stuff, and because she had this troubled, dramatic life, and he talked to her, and she thought that he was a guardian angel because he gave her advice on how to deal with things happening in her life, and she's probably in love with him or something. And but anyway, so the slaves bust into Louis' plantation and they burn the place down. Everything's on fire. And Lestat and Louis grab their coffins and head off on a horse-drawn wagon, into New Orleans proper. And according to the book, they actually live on the other side of Lake Pontchartrain from New Orleans. So these are all places that exist, which is kind of weird. But that's the whole thing about Anne Rice, is that her vampires are supposed to be real and exist in the real world that we live in. And
that was a vampire.
But more so, so the whole idea behind Interview with the Vampire is that it's the transcription of an interview that this guy Daniel does, played by Christian Slater, does with Louis, in the modern era, aka the 1980s, and so it's like it's supposed to be like these are real vampires in there, you know, and then the subsequent books are written by Lestat in first person.
Because he's jealous that Louis got his own book.
We'll get to that. And Lestat is acknowledging that he is writing a book, like he's a real person writing an autobiography. Oh yeah. And so anyway, Louis and Lestat are like, well, we got to get out of here because we're gonna get murdered. And so Louis is like, I know where we can stay. We can go to Babette's house and we can stay in her basement because we can't get to the town before the sun comes up. And so Louis has to reveal himself as a vampire to Babette, and she hits him in the face with a lantern and yells, "Get thee behind me, Satan!"
Wow.
Oh, she has the right reaction.
That sounds so logical after what I've just seen.
And so I think then Lestat kills her, and then is like, "What the hell's wrong with you, Louis? Like, why didn't you just kill her to begin with?" And then they go into the basement and they hide out there. And then the next night, they move into downtown New Orleans in a building that is on St. Charles Avenue, I think. I don't know why that's important, but anyway, I've actually been there in New Orleans a long time ago, and so now that the house is burned down, they had to run away. And so now they're living happily in New Orleans, downtown New Orleans, having a grand old time being city folk. It's harder to kill people and get away with it, but whatever. And Louis is getting more and more depressed because all these innocent people have been killed since he became a vampire. He doesn't know if he can handle it, and their relationship starts to strain. So Lestat starts to panic because he doesn't want to be alone. And what do you do when your relationship is strained and you don't want your partner to leave? That's right, you have a baby.
What?
Obviously.
So Lestat goes out and he finds that Louis has been feeding on he's only been feeding on rats like for a long time, and then he walks in on Louis as Louis is about to kill this girl, this little baby girl who's like 6 years old, whose family has all died from the plague, and she's like about to die. And
that sounds healthy.
Lestat busts in, and he's like, "Ha, Louis, you're drinking from a human! I told you! And then he picks up the poor girl's dead mother, who is right next to her, and starts dancing around the room with her body. Which is in the movie.
Apparently that is a legitimate solution.
So that's a good movie, right?
I hope that was a verbatim quote, by the way. Like the voice you did. I hope that was that. That sounds fantastic.
And so Lestat starts mocking Louis, and Louis is like, "Oh God, I've been found out that I was killing a person, even though it was probably out of mercy." And so he runs away, and then Lestat is like laughing at him and stuff because Lestat's a troll, and So Louis goes off and cries, and then the next night he goes out to go find what happened to the little girl, and he finds that she was taken in by an orphanage, and so she's recovering somewhere in an orphanage, and he finds her, and
with the
oh no,
plague?
wait, I'm sorry, he doesn't find her right away. I'm sorry, I have to talk about this quote. Well, she wasn't technically dying of the plague. She was just in a room with a bunch of dead people who died from the plague. She probably was also infected, but who knows? So then the next night, Lestat says to Louis, "I want a child tonight." And then runs out of the house at super maximum vampire speed, and then they both find themselves in the orphanage where the girl is being taken care of. And so Lestat grabs the girl and takes her back to their flat in downtown New Orleans. And so he's like, "I'm gonna make this girl into a vampire because you love her." And Louis is like, "No,
I thought she was like a...
She's a child. Like, what are you even talking about, you fucking batshit insane person? And, you can't do that. You can't make a child into a vampire. And Lestat's like, nope, we're gonna do it anyway! And so he does. And that vampire becomes Claudia, the child vampire, who is actually based on, or inspired by Anne Rice's own daughter, who also died young.
That is kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
That's all kinds of fucked up.
You just wait until you hear what happens to Claudia.
I'm not sure I want to.
Anne Rice sounds like a very stable person.
Yeah.
With no issue whatsoever.
Yeah.
Was writing books cheaper than a therapist or something?
Dude, I don't know. But, so Claudia becomes Lestat and Louis' daughter, basically. She's 6. And, so she stays 6. When you become a vampire, you stay exactly the way that you looked when you died. Hair, nails, everything. If you try to cut any of your hair off, it will immediately grow back because you are cursed. And, so Claudia is stuck in a child's body, I think.
So what if you have a bard haircut when you change?
You're stuck with it.
You're stuck with it forever.
Well, it's called a curse for a reason. That's
Wow.
the reason
So
for
make sure you
haircuts.
have the sexiest haircut possible when you die.
Yeah, Devious, am I misremembering? But I think they do a thing where they like make Claudia really pretty right before they change her. Like they bathe her and dress her up and do her hair, and it's like really creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, I wish I didn't remember that.
They do that to her when she's a vampire too. Like they dress her up really pretty, like a doll.
Oh yeah, but I mean before they turn her, so she's eternally the way that they set her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh.
Does she get to kill them? Is that the payoff?
Wait for it.
I don't know. I'm just guessing here.
So
It's building. Give it time.
Okay, so now we have Claudia. So we have Louis and Lestat living in New Orleans, and we have Claudia. So Claudia is a child who is raised as a vampire basically for her entire memory. She doesn't remember a point where she was not a vampire. And so what happens when I mean, she's basically a sociopath. You know, she's taught to kill people very early on, and she takes great happiness and fun in killing people because she's, you know, a kid, and she doesn't understand, like, the implications of it. It's not like Louis and Lestat explain it to her. And so they don't tell her anything about religion or morality or anything
Well,
like
she's
that.
never even had a chance to mature and mentally develop those skills, or are those things something happen naturally at time, regardless of appearance?
So it's an interesting thing because I think, like, there's an interesting thing about Claudia as a character, which is how much she is capable of maturing if she is frozen in a 6-year-old body. So she gets older, 50 years pass, and they live together as a family, and so she's like, you know, does she have the mind of an old woman? Not really sure. Like, you know, she definitely, like, grows up and, like, learns about stuff, and as she gets older, she begins to question her existence, and she begins to realize exactly what was done to her as she sees other women grow old and, you know, grow up, and she realizes that she will never get to grow up. And there's a point in the movie that's also in the book where she kills a woman and then has her body so she can, like, look at it like a grown woman's body, so she can, like, see what it looks like, and she's, like, obsessed with you know, a grown-up body versus a baby body because she'll never have it. And it's very dark and very sad. And so meanwhile, she is, you know, she's basically like Louis' daughter, and I really honestly think that this was written as Claudia is Louis' daughter. I don't think there's anything weird about it. In a book full of pedophilia, this particular relationship, I honestly believe, is not a pedophile relationship. I honestly think that he took her as his daughter.
Well, dodged one bullet.
Yeah. You caught all the other 60 in the face.
Meanwhile, Lestat is, like, going out and, like, killing people and stuff, and like, you know,
The
he's,
usual
like,
Friday.
And he's
You
killing
know
everyone.
stuff.
Like, he'll kill children. Like, he doesn't even care. And so at first, like, him and Claudia are bros because they like killing people, but then as Claudia grows up and starts to realize more about what has happened to her, she grows to resent Lestat and Louis for creating her. And so then one evening, Claudia goes to Louis and says, "Oh, you know, Louis, me and Lestat, you know, we've grown apart, and we're mad at each other, and
We're getting a
Louis,
divorce?
why don't we just leave
Okay,
him?
how
Louis?
about
And
for
Louis'
now, I interrupt and we move on with the
Okay.
game a little bit.
This is a good point to do that in the story.
Is 15 minutes about child pedophilia enough? I need a break. I think.
That wasn't even the pedophile.
Jeez.
We haven't even met him
Okay.
yet.
Jeez, I'm just. Alright.
That is certainly a face.
Did you just kill them?
What?
I didn't skip anything there. As soon as you select that line of dialogue, it like instantly skips what she has to say and goes to that cutscene.
She really wants to get away from you. Just turns around and.
Also, I can't talk to her.
So you glitched the game again.
Somehow.
This is actually purgatory. You're just stuck with her in the room forever.
So
Kidding me already?
you destroyed the quest. You can't do that quest anymore.
Are you kidding me? We really broke a quest.
It's because I'm here.
Are you
God
surprised?
damn it, Panzer!
No, it's because
Sorry.
no, it's because it's Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. That game is like this. Why are you surprised?
Damn, Ragni. You got
Guess
hella
there's-
feelings about this.
No, he
I guess
knows.
there's no console to fix crap
Oh, there is a console. You just
With-
can't fix anything.
with quest.
Yeah, what are you
stage
gonna do?
magic.
Like, there's no way you can like adjust script variables from there. It's
enough.
bone. The best you can do is set like a state.
Well, it works for Skyrim and all the Elder Scrolls stuff.
That's because, you know, Bethesda actually puts a little bit more work into it.
Yeah, fair enough. I wasn't sure.
This
I
is
was
like
hoping, alright.
this is a barely functioning game, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Perhaps we should wrap up for the night, though. This is a blast, but we've been going for what, an hour and a half now? I mean, it's starting to get
What?
late in
But I
some of the
must know about
non-West
the
Coast time
vampires.
zones.
The broken quest has destroyed your spirit.
It's okay. We can return later. We've always got more time. We can pick up where we left off.
True that.
So
Well,
I have
unless-
a question. All that you told us about Lestat and shit, that was one book, right?
Yeah, I'm not
Yep.
even
That was-
halfway through them.
We're like
That
a
was the
third of the way.
introduction chapter.
Yeah.
At least more stuff happens than in Twilight.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
stuff definitely happens.
They have a baseball game. Why the fuck do they have a baseball game? What was that all about?
Drunk vampire baseball.
Yeah, jeez, I don't even want an explanation.
Purple skies. Alright. See you guys tomorrow.
Alright.